Rising of the Shield Hero, Volume 5, Chapter 109, The Reason for Rejection. Moriyasu relates Rishia's story to me with a pale face. At first I was curious as to why she was crying and got a little worried, so I called out to her, but sorry, I can't stand to see girls like this. Can I leave it to you? I couldn't hear Moriyasu's words to the end. Now that I think about it, Moriyasu was killed and sent to this world due to his popularity, so he can't handle dark girls like this. Those girls that appear in Gage, Yandere, was it? In my world, games with those types of girls existed as well. They became famous for their morbid bad endings. Listening to Rishia, who was getting close to being a stalker, might have awakened this trauma. But Moriyasu, that isn't the important part. From the story, it seems Rishia is innocent. It seems that a separate culprit has framed her. I hate false charges more than anything. There's no way I can let this be. So I go after Itsuki to abate my own rage. When I said there was no room for further questions, she went in and tattled to the other heroes. Do you think that will make me take her back in? Rishia didn't tell me anything. She went to the womanizing Moriyasu. What I said was the truth. Rishia lied. It seems that she forgot the debt she had to me and tried to use me. The result is obvious. You have no doubts as to whether or not she is lying? Do you think I cannot trust the comrades I have built trust with for months? The newcomer Rishia is the dubious one here. I will believe the words of my comrades. This person, he thinks I don't know anything, so he's spouting bullcrap. I made sure to gather information before coming here. Did you think that I, who is used to false charges, would come here without evidence and act on feeling alone? Rishia isn't the culprit, and I've already figured out the culprit's identity. Well, my information mostly comes from Shadow, though. Seems that the culprit is another member of Itsuki's party. Shadow already told Itsuki about it, but Itsuki chose to trust his comrade's words over Shadow. Shadow even told me the contents of that conversation. I've come this far, it's time for me to go into the offense. No matter what you say, there was a witness, and it's an unrelated person. There's no reason they would tell a lie, and it's weird in itself that your comrades didn't catch the culprit at the scene of the crime. For you to have investigated that far, there's no choice. It's all for her sake. The others are merely giving her what she deserved. They merely found that Rishia has been stained with the color of evil and carried out the appropriate punishment. Wait, what are you talking about? Rishia called my party members villains and left the party. She cares not for her comrades. Huh? What is he saying? I can't keep up with this kind of explanation. Could it be a conspiracy, an accusation in name only to get her to leave the party? And Rishia isn't suited for fighting. We all discussed and decided it would be best for her to return to her hometown and live in happiness. Yes, it was all for Rishia's sake. Armor comes in and confirms Itsuki's words, but I have no idea where this conversation is going. Doesn't that just mean that Rishia had a false crime placed on her for no reason? There's no way she can return home like this. And so, as far as Itsuki knows, the matter with Rishia was settled, but Rishia, who was left in the dark, was troubled. So Itsuki and his comrades put a crime on her to force her to leave. That is the real crime here. Care is not for her comrades? Bullshit. They were just too used to dealing with villains that they treated her as one as well. This isn't a game. In a game, you could just get her to leave the party with a press of a button. This guy plays console games, if I remember correctly. Does he think that party members are NPCs? I feel worn out and look in Rishi's direction. Even now, Rishi looks like she is about to cry. She's staring at Itsuki in silence. To be honest, if in my party, Rishia was one who fit in the least. Instead of willingly rushing into dangerous situations, it is best to let her live in peace. You're just avoiding the main issue. How about her feelings? That isn't what I'm saying. A battle for the fate of the world cannot be won on feelings alone. Then why did you fire her without telling her anything? Then I will say it bluntly. She does not provide any useful manpower. I thought that she would get stronger over time, but if she refuses to raise her skills, it's better for all of us if she just returned home. Ah, he said it. So he's just shifting the blame now, isn't he? Then why didn't you just outright tell her that? Were you afraid of becoming the villain? Of course not. Where are you getting these ideas? If you have to make her a scapegoat because he can't muster up the courage to tell her to leave, then it's the truth. But in regards to her ability, the road ahead will be difficult. We are swallowing our tears and wishing for her happiness. That's only you. What do you think of other people's lives are? From what I can see, she has a high potential for magic. However, because of you, she is forced to wield a sword and even classed up to aid your fighting skill. And yet, you're just going to abandon her like this. You then justified your actions by making up reasons. Damn it! She would have understood if you just told her. In the end, you just didn't want to become the villain. Isn't this the same as what happened to me? The end was decided before I could do anything. Itsuki seems to think this matter is already settled. This is a good opportunity, Rishia. I can't put up with you anymore. Frankly, you are weak. So he's finally become like this. In order to make sure his situation doesn't worsen, he's decided to say the truth. And because he sensed he was getting cornered, he decided to make Rishia out to be the bad guy. Where's your justice now? What self-righteousness? What hypocrisy? Even the swindler and the slave dealer are better than this. At least they understand where they are at fault. That they're at fault. They are much better than the kid who acts on a whim and then labels his actions as justice. Rishia tries to let out her voice in response to Itsuki's accusation. Rishia? She's just trying to get sympathy. Now leave, both of you. People like you. Do you plan to put on more charges on us? When did I ever place false charges on you? I won't let you act oblivious now. Remember when you ignored bitch's cheating and acted like I was the one at fault? And that time when you accused me of taking your funds? The matter with bitch had nothing to do with me. What do you mean, nothing to do with me? How did your hero of justice spirit not go off there? Anyways, at this point in time, we cannot conclude that you did not take the funds. But haven't we already found the culprit? What? What nonsense are you spouting now? It seems you really don't know. Don't look at us like that. If you know the culprit, just say it. He seems to be genuinely curious right now. It's the Three Heroes Church. Are you alright in the head? Itsuki, you're not actually very smart, are you? What makes you think that? I myself don't consider myself to be smart. I'm actually quite stupid. If I was smart, I wouldn't have been fooled by bitch. My grades were average and my parents gave up on my education. But if this person isn't the culprit, I think I can figure it out. The church had one, didn't it? A legendary weapon in the shape of a bow? Ah, so we finally noticed. He seemed stunned. The church was fundamentally against us summoned heroes. They definitely had reason. And when he had accused me before, where had he been? Right in front of the church. They had probably fed him the info that I was the culprit. Now that I think about it, it was quite simple. That matter is irrelevant now. Itsuki, you... How selfish can this person get? Does he care not of the hearts of the others? I can feel my anger rising. The blood is rising to my head. This feels like when bitch placed false crimes on me. No, it's different. This is... I see. I thought you were a troublesome person, but you had a strong sense of justice and you would make a good hero. But your value as a person was only this much? You betrayed my expectations. I've had it with you. I gave him a cold stare and leave the room. I've heard something like this before. The opposite of love isn't hate. It is apathy. That means the opposite of hate is also apathy. To me, it looks like Itsuki has already lost interest. There's no point in getting mad at the person who no longer cares. You have no right to be telling me that. Please stay away from me from now on. Itsuki shouts at me as I leave. His voice is louder than I have ever heard it. Ah, I see. So this stems from his childish desire for praise. He hates it when people's opinions of him drop. It's no longer of my concern. I have no intentions of dealing with your tyranny anymore. I hope you don't break any more expectations. I'm telling you to get lost! I ignore Itsuki, who has drawn his bow, and walk away. This is the last time you get so full of yourself. Like I care. His opinion of Rishia remains unchanged. It can't be. As I head towards the side of the ship, I witness Fido jumping out of the water. On one wing, she is carrying a drenched Rishia. Sonei-chan suddenly fell in. She was sinking, so Fido helped her out. Suicide. To be depressed to that extent. I can understand Moriyasu's dislike of this type of person a bit. Just because the person you like badmouths you, it doesn't mean you have to die. Good job, Fido. Yay! I pat Fido's head. If it hadn't been for Fido, this story would have reached the worst possible ending. If that happened, I would have trouble sleeping at night, and there's something I have already decided. Now then, Rishia. I pat Rishia, who is coughing up seawater on the back, and speak. Fido of my party has just now saved your life. What will you do with that saved life? Let me die. Itsuki has abandoned me. There's no worth left in me living. The person who decided that is none other than you. Then please let me decide my own death. If you think that there's nothing I can do about it, but there is one thing I can't forgive. If I just let it end this way, my anger will never subside. Will you accept these false charges? Do you not want to get back at them? But don't you want to make Itsuki say, please come back, I need you? I know I was weak from the beginning. Who decided that a person has to stay weak forever? Only the person who said that is Itsuki. All you have to do is get stronger. Back at the start, I too had been called weak and useless. The other heroes looked down on me. That's why I can't overlook this behavior. Really? Can I become strong? I promise you this. I'll definitely force Itsuki to acknowledge your strength. I'll make him regret ever abandoning you. That's why, Rishia, until you find a way to get stronger on your own, I will help you. No, I will make you strong. I'm merely acting on a grudge right now. Rishia resembles me too much. She was falsely accused and looked down upon. So for her sake and mine, I must make her stronger and let her get back at Itsuki. Yay! Rishia. She's cool. She's also very young, Very much child. Oh boy. Join my party. Rishia reaches out for my hand. She hesitates for a bit, but finally grasps it. My heart still belongs to Itsuki. Ah, I'm fine with that. I'm not asking you to believe in me. Believe in whatever you want to believe in, and you should be fine. I'm not like Moriyasu. I'm not acting because Rishia is a woman. I just cannot forgive Itsuki for picking her up and throwing her away at his own convenience. I can also feel the similarities in our circumstances, and that's why I can say for sure you will become strong no matter what. Yay! New party member! Young party member. Awesome. Like, sometimes I just forget because it's not like an anime or a manga or anything. But he's just surrounded by little girls. I guess it's fine though because he's not actually attracted to any of them. Which is so fucking weird. This whole fucking thing is weird. But cool. Now he's got a new harem member girl. Although her heart still belongs to somebody else. She is pretty. With the braids and the green hair. It's nice. It's cool.